Memory of a Killer, Episode 2, The Ferryman, Recap and Review. Episode 2 of Memory of a Killer starts with Angelo sitting in the hospital waiting room after the shooting incident at the restaurant. The news playing in the background addresses the murder of a scientist from 2 years ago. Interestingly, Angelo recalls killing the scientist, Robert Park, in his laboratory during that same period of time. Angelo gets clearance to see Maria, who is doing fine after the bullet grazed her during the attack. He checks up on his daughter too, but Maria tells him that she is fine. Angelo comes clean to Maria here and reveals that her mother's killer, Earl, has been released from prison. Maria starts panicking, but Angelo tries to reassure her. He gets a call from Dave, who reveals that Earl is in police custody and being interrogated. In the interrogation room, Dave asks about Earl's whereabouts from the previous afternoon. Earl denies having any part in the shootout, but reveals that he overheard someone talking about shooting a bounty. Dave is called out to chat with FBI agent Linda Grant over the phone here, and he asks Angelo to ignore the comments made by Earl, who seems to have been losing his mind due to his alcoholism. Angelo leaves to go back to his hideout, still thinking about the ferryman detail mentioned by Earl. Dutch leaves Angelo a voice note, calling him out for lying and asking to meet. Later that night, Angelo meets Dutch, and the two men have a heated argument about Carl's murder. Angelo doubles down on the lie that he did kill Carl and asks Dutch to check with Nikki. Dutch later gives Angelo a new consignment to kill a mob accountant, Patavukas. Angelo is worried about painting a target on their backs, but Dutch asks him to retrieve a flash drive from the accountant's safe before murdering him. That night, Maria and Jeff discuss her father. Jeff claims that Angelo is hiding something from them, but Maria stands by her father. The next morning, Angelo goes back to the restaurant to try to figure out who attacked Maria. He calls someone named Belinda to seek her help. Meanwhile, Joe poses as a pool cleaner and shows up at Patavukas' house along with Angelo. There, the two men kill Patavukas' bodyguards and force him to open his safe. Patavukas offers cash to Angelo to spare his life, but Angelo shoots him before taking the flash drive. Later that day, Dave tells Angelo that Earl was brought in for questioning and that the FBI is looking at him for the shooting. Dave claims that he was able to procure 4 out of 5 bullets from the restaurant and wonders where the remaining bullet went. Angelo does not reveal that he had taken the bullet for his own research. In his hideout, Angelo looks through his database and is unable to find an exact match for the odd-looking bullet. The next morning, Angelo wakes up at the hospital by Maria's bed and overhears Dave talking to Linda. Linda tells Angelo that she is looking into Earl and asks him to recount the events of the incident. Angelo's memory of the event seems hazy, but Linda praises him for being brave during the incident. At the hospital, Dave talks to Maria and tries to calm her. Jeff shows up and tells Maria that they can go home. There is awkward tension between the trio. Later that night, Angelo sees Belinda, who makes custom bullets, and asks her about the shooter. She denies having made the bullet, which makes Angelo realize that Belinda's assistant, Wesley, made the bullet behind her back. The next day, Angelo goes to the motel where the shooter, Henry Block, is hiding. He beats Henry up and asks him to reveal the identity of his boss. After some coercion, Henry reveals that a mystery man named the Ferryman gave him the bounty to kill Maria. Angelo throws Henry off a bridge into the river and tries to exit the forest. He appears to have lost his way, initially unable to get back to his car, but he eventually makes it back and is relieved to have done so. At the same time, Linda shows up at Maria's house to talk about the shooting. Maria reveals that Angelo was in the military, which explains his alertness during the attack. Linda talks to Maria about personal loss here as she brings up Leah's murder. The FBI agent reveals that Maria's life is still under threat and asks her to be careful. Maria tells Jeff that she is scared. That evening, Angelo brings groceries for Maria and chats with her and Jeff over dinner. Jeff finds Angelo's luxury jacket on the rack that he left behind and shows it to Maria. Maria grows suspicious of her father and looks inside the jacket pocket. There, she finds the news article about Patavukas. That night, Angelo goes to Dutch's restaurant for his 60th birthday. Angelo talks to Dutch about Joe being irresponsible, but Dutch asks him to be patient with his nephew, who is learning how to be an assassin. That night, Maria looks up the news article and learns about Patavukas' murder from earlier that day. The morning after, Maria hands the jacket back to Angelo and brings up the luxury brand. Angelo cooks up a lie about how he got it, and the two head out. Angelo notices the hesitation on Maria's face, but she leaves without saying anything. The episode ends with Angelo finding the news article